Hello everyone. This is an unscripted video that I'm posting without my overlord Jiho's permission, so that's good. Yeah. So just a quick update on the channel. We haven't quit or anything. It's just the editor, that's everyone's favorite guy on the channel. The computer's freaking out, so we can't actually upload anything from that, which is edited, like the random podcast. We have an episode of random podcast recorded, so we'll get that as soon as possible, but we just can't right now. So I'm gonna make an unscripted review of Attack on Titan season 1 and 2 because I stopped watching season 3 because I started watching Jujutsu Kaisen and I really like it, and I'll probably review it when I'm done with it. But for now, let's talk about Attack on Titan. So Attack on Titan season 1 was really interesting because I feel like I preferred the first half much more than the second half. The first half was very, what's the word? Brutal. There was obviously the Battle of Trust arc. Well, by the way, spoilers, this is like a spoilery review, where a character puts a gun in their mouth and shoots himself with almost no notice. Where the main protagonist is dead for 4 episodes. He comes back though, plot armor. And a lot of civilians die. And that was probably my favorite arc in Attack on Titan, Battle for Trust. I really like that. Once they leave and they go to find the female Titan, I just thought the season dragged on too long. I'm a big fan of shorter animes. I like my animes to be a maximum of 16 episodes. This one was roughly 24. I can see you writing your comment telling me the correct one. Shut up. No one cares. No one cares about the correct amount of episodes. But this one was quite long this season. I feel like they could have cut like 4 episodes and it would have been fine. And then also the final arc just wasn't good. Like, I've talked to a lot of friends who have watched this show, and we all agree that the final arc just doesn't work at all. So the second season was only 12 episodes, which is great because I just said I love shorter anime. My favorite anime ever is One Punch Man, which is only 12 episodes. I think One Punch Man is my favorite show ever. Um, I like shorter anime, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. But also, I definitely preferred this. It felt a lot cleaner, a lot more concise, a lot more well executed than the first one. The animation was better. I don't love the animation in Attack on Titan. They use a lot of CGI. They use a lot of still images, and you just shouldn't use still images. CGI is fine. I understand that you need to use CGI, but going from like One Punch Man, which is one of the best animated shows around, to this was pretty jarring. Um, I don't know how Mappa did with season 4 of the show because I haven't begun that yet, and there is a step up in quality in season 3, which I'm about halfway through. I'm going to assume season 4 is very well animated because Jujutsu Kaisen, who's also by the same studio, is incredibly well animated. But yeah, so season 2, while the animation was a bit sloppy, I really enjoyed it. You really got a chance for a lot of the maybe minor characters to shine a bit more. There were one or two characters who were sort of moved out the spotlight for that season, like Captain Levi didn't really do anything this season. But I think most of those characters then were then brought back into the limelight for season 3. So season 3, I haven't finished it yet, by the way. I like it. I think it's a little bit more far-fetched than the others. Like, you have to. In season 1, obviously it's giant skin monsters eating stuff. But in season 1, the characters did everything with motivation, and everything seemed like relatively believable. There was no what is called double mumbo jumbo, which is what essentially where you include two things that are weird. Like, for example, if I made a movie with Spider-Man doing superhero stuff, and then also elves just doing elf stuff. That would feel far-fetched because it's two cases of random, like, of crazy things called double mumbo jumbo. Season 3 has the issue of double mumbo jumbo because you've not only got the giant skinless titans eating things, you've also got like a bunch of magic stuff with Eren like being sacrificed, and it is good. I just think I preferred season 2 to it. And a while ago, if you asked me a while ago, after like the first arc of season 1 of season 3, I would have said season 3 is the best season. because the first arc of season 3 is amazing. The animation quality is just unbelievable. Um, but it sort of does go downhill a little bit. The animation for season 3 is very, very clean. It's much better than before. However, there's this one Titan. He's just entirely CGI'd, and I stopped watching for a bit because I just can't get over how awful he looks. So, yeah, that's my views so far. Because I realised I should probably hit the 10-minute mark, and it's only 5 minutes. I'm gonna review One Punch Man now. Oh god, Gio's gonna be so angry with me. Um, One Punch Man. One Punch Man's my favourite TV show ever. I think the main reason I like One Punch Man, by the way, only season 1. I haven't seen season 2. I've heard bad things about season 2, and I'm reading the manga, so I don't really want to spoil it in season 2. And this is also someone that read the manga before they watched the show. So I read up to the end of the first season of the manga, and then I watched the show like up to that point. If anyone's interested in doing that, it's issue 7 or volume 7 is essentially the end of season 1. So I bought the first 7 volumes, I read them, and I watched the show. One Punch Man it amazes me because if you don't watch the show, the concept, very, very simple, because it does what it says on the tin. There's a guy who can kill everything in one punch, and he's really depressed because, like, there's no challenge in his life. He just kills everything in one punch. And when I heard the concept of this show, I was like, damn, this is going to be awful. Because how do you tell an entertaining story when there is no conflict? There cannot be conflict if he kills everything in one punch. And my answer to that is, I don't know, but it just does it. Like, it just tells it. The pacing is immaculate. The dialogue is brilliant. The comedy is always on point. The characters are so well written that the lack of conflict just doesn't really bother me. So I think the main reason it's good comes from the world building of the world, because there's some really cool characters, really cool ideas, and the fact that it's not My Hero Academia, because that show sucks, and also because the characters, the other characters, do have conflict. You have a lot of other characters, and something really interesting that this show does is essentially a satire on superhero culture. So, I don't know if you've ever seen, read, or watched the bad TV show of Watchmen, but it's essentially like a comedic angle of that, where all the superheroes, except like a couple, are just quite bad people. Like, one of the characters in One Punch Man, and my mask, is like he's quite a bad person. He's really pretentious, he's like really full of himself, but that works because it's like, what if superheroes were real? They wouldn't all be like, your Tony Starks, where they were banned at the beginning, then they have a one character arc, and then they're basically Jesus. Like, every character, even the main character, Saitama, has a flaw. You've got Moomin Rider, who is a bicyclist for justice. He's good at heart, but he's really, really weak. And there's this ongoing like joke in the show where he will go to every battle and just get whooped every single time. But he just keeps going, which I think is cool. It's like, that's his flaw. He's not strong, but he's the only good person. There's Saitama, who is incredibly strong. He's quite a good person, but he's really depressed, and that's his flaw. He doesn't have motivation to do anything. And it just keeps going. There's Tornado, or whatever she's called. You know the one. You know the one that looks like a child, but is actually 27. Yeah. She is very full of herself and doesn't respond to criticism well. And it's really just well executed, well rounded. From what I've heard, the manga stays like that. I can't speak for season 2 of the show because apparently that is not as good. Animation studio changes. But for season 1, even if you hate anime, I wholeheartedly recommend you go and watch it. Okay, I've almost hit the 10-minute mark, boys. Oh, this is like the ultimate filler video. This is my filler arc, because Gio never lets me talk about anime on the actual shows. So this is like my little filler episode where I just get a geek out. So that's like the only anime content we'll be doing for like another year. And if I'm found dead, then you know who did it. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, drop a sub, please. Um, we need an outro. Type in the comments what the outro should be. Also, what should we call our fans? Oh, many 10 fans. Yes, tens of fans. At the minute, I'm going to call you internet pedophiles. Yeah, okay. Internet pedophiles. See you later. Um, don't forget to sub so you can see more Fortnite funnies.